Hey, it's Champagne James, and I'm about to cross the street with Jimbo, you heard?
It's a celebration. And you are not popping because you always hating. Getting money on the bitch, fuck the situation. And I'm reaching for the stars, ain't no limitations. Keep it litty in the city, they gon' feel the wave. Little bitty in the city, she gon' get the flavor. And we ain't gotta rush cause I'm hood made. I got the chains around my neck like a hood slave. All I ever wanted was a new school.
What is good? I am here today with Champagne James. How are you, sir?
I'm all right, man.
Nice gear today, too. You got the Stack and Kicks gear on
man,
today.
that's my bro, man. You know
Mr. Jefferson is going to appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I need a plug. What's up?
Just so everybody gets to know you a little bit, why don't we go ahead and start from the beginning? I know this is only a 20-some-odd minute show, and you have been a staple here in town for all of the years plus.
Yeah.
I first heard about you many moons ago. I deal with Rush One a little bit, and he filled me up a little bit on his episode on some of the things you've done for us here.
Yeah, I've been fucking with Rush since like 2005 or something like that, man. You know what I mean?
I saw some of the early projects that you guys did together.
Yeah.
Those are really cool, really great stuff. He told me the story of S. James to Champagne James.
Yeah.
Why don't you fill us a little bit on that, like the early days of...
Okay, well, I was rapping as S. James, man, you know what I'm saying? Grew up in Portland, Oregon, you know what I mean? And that was my name, you know what I'm saying? S. James, S. Dot and shit, you know what I mean? That's what I was doing. So we was in the middle of getting a distribution deal with Universal. And they were like, S. James doesn't do it for us and shit, you know what I mean? So they just told us to come back with a better name and then we can continue handling the business. That's the short story of it.
Wow.
Shit, you know what I mean?
Just that simple, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was form-fitting, man. You know, back in the day, I used to drink champagne all the time, you know what I'm saying? So it's a bunch of footage of us partying and that's kind of like what it was and that's kind of like what they called me, but it wasn't like my motherfucking, you know what I mean, that wasn't my official name.
I'm glad you brought that up. If you watch the show, I do bring everybody a gift. I brought you a little something to smoke. It's about an $18, $20 Twax joint.
Oh, shit.
So you can save it to get home if you want, smoke if you
Oh,
want.
man, we'll light it up here in the bull bit and shit. I don't want to get too high while we talking.
I wasn't going to embarrass myself and try and buy you a bottle of champagne for sure. I was like, man, I'm going to bring some cooks and get laughed at.
No, man, that's what I started off on, the cooks,
right.
Extra dry, man. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved it.
He's brought me out here tonight, too. We're at the Nighthawk, right?
Yeah.
Seems to be a pretty dope spot. He's pretty famous here, too. Everybody knows the man.
Hey, man, it's the north side, man. So, you know what I mean? I keep it north, you know what I mean?
You do.
Much love to the NEP, though.
I saw the project that you and Banggotti just did together, the 50 to 100.
Yeah.
That looked fun. You guys had a good time there.
Oh, yeah, man, it was a cool shoot, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We didn't kind of like put an investment into, you know, having something, you know, that was going to be virtually, you know, a good watch, you know what I mean? And so, you know, the experience was crazy, you know what I mean? We went and broke into areas and started fires and, you know what I'm saying, real flames and, you know what I mean? And it was cool and shit, you know what I mean?
The fire was crazy in the video, too.
Yeah, no, real fire, man, real, you know what I'm saying, abandoned warehouse complex off of Columbia, you know what I'm saying? The trap house scene, real motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, abandoned ass motherfucking shit that, you know, you go in, you plug in the wires, man, you know what I'm saying, and make it happen.
You guys went in on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You run with somebody who I like to call, I've been dubbing him Portland's most interesting man for about the last month now, Mr. Daniel Riddle.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah.
He's the most interesting character by far. I don't know what the guy does. I don't know what he's into, but he's into everything. He looks so cool all the time. He's a smooth motherfucker.
Yeah, man, he's a businessman and shit. You're actually a business partner of mine, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's great. That's
yeah,
great.
We got a couple of different ventures going on and shit, you know, so.
No, he's a very interesting dude. I actually hit him up, try to get him on the show, so I know you're watching.
Oh, yeah. Hey, man. Hey, man, if I'm on it, you know it's right.
Let's get him on there.
Hell
Yeah. So how you been otherwise? Quarantine is kind of slowly fading out. I know you're really well known for booking shows around town and keeping people busy. Is that something that you were going to be able to start picking up here again?
Hopefully, man. Right now, like I say, as a businessman, I'm not inclined to invest in bad investments. You know what I mean? So when the world gets a grasp on the world, I'll be back doing everything that I used to do, plus more, you know what I mean? As we done slowed down, I done kind of like got into other stuff, you know what I mean? But it's just like, you know, that music thing is what I do, you know what I'm saying? That music thing is Portland for me, you know what I mean? So,
Ben Gotti gave you a lot of credit, you know, on and off camera, saying you've been a big help for him, kind of like leading him the right way and, you know, keeping him busy, I guess. So you get a lot of respect there from people in Champaign. A lot of people really look up to your efforts and take them seriously, and you motivate a lot of people, man.
yeah, well, I mean, I'm a fan of music, man. So before I even get involved with someone, you know what I'm saying, with music, I gotta be a fan of their music. I can't just get with somebody and be like, oh man, I'm gonna work with you, but I hate your shit. You know what I mean?
That's respectable.
I can't listen to it, man. You know what I
respectable.
mean? So if I can't listen to you, I can't, you know, I can't represent you. I can't be a business partner with you. I can't, you know, be in that business. But if I do, then it's good. If it's a good fit, then it's good. But other than that, man, I just like fucking with artists and shit, you know what I'm saying, who I see have potential, you know what I'm saying, to be bigger than where we at, you know what I mean, and you know, the future is so bright for people here and shit, you know what I'm saying, but one got to understand you got to put in the work, you know what I mean, because they're not just going to give it to you.
It's very true. You got a nice compliment from Figure 8. He said when he was at one of his first shows, you gave him some great advice to get paid, and he got paid that night because of you. So that was a cool story.
Yeah. I mean, again, man, you know what I mean? If you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? If you don't think that your value is valued, you know what I mean, then you got to treat yourself like a brand. You know what I mean? When people go to the store, they know what brand they want. So they're going to pay for it. It has worth to them and shit, you know what I mean? So you got to feel like you worth something, you know? And that's kind of like how I feel like when I go about doing what I'm doing, you know what I mean? I'm like, hey, man, this is worth my time. This is worth my efforts, you know what I mean? So that's the type of effort and, you know what I'm saying, that I put into it. And dang, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying too many times.
The Summer Jam stuff that you do, of course, you know, that's something that's you're super well known for. I mean, that's
11 years, man.
I mean, come on. I mean, that's like a Portland staple almost, you know.
Yeah, 11 years. And the craziest thing is the first time that I put it on, I wouldn't have thought 11 years later.
Wow.
It would have been 12 years, but we had the year that we were shut down, you know what I mean? So it didn't get a chance to happen that year. But 11 years, 10 years straight, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I put over 400 artists, you know what I'm saying, on stages, you know what I mean? And
Big
that's
stages. Big stages.
Yeah, and that's just Summer Jam. That ain't got nothing to do with the other stuff, man, you know what I mean? So I think it's a blessing. I count it as a blessing, you know what I'm saying? And I really didn't start taking it as a business until later on. It was just like me doing what I love to do. I'm like, hey, man, I'm one of these artists and shit, you know what I'm saying? I can't get a show. I wish I had somebody who I can get put on a show. Who gonna put a show? I was like, man, you know what?
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna put the show on. You know what I mean?
You're like, I see these people putting on shows. Ain't nothing nobody else can't do, right? I mean,
yeah. And that's what I say to people, man. There's a bunch of artists out there right now, you know what I mean, and ask me, hey, bro, how do I get in position that you in? I'm like, just do it.
We've seen it too, you know, the Mandela brother or the Cordetta brothers.
Yeah.
Swiggle and them, they created their own freaking lane, man.
Yeah, for sure. I go back with them and shit, you know what I'm saying, with the homie and shit, you know what I mean? And, you know, shouts out to him.
No, I think your inspiration, again, you know, through the event planning and all the you know, the inspiration that you've given everybody throughout the years, you're a staple here.
Yeah.
You plan on staying?
Oh, man, I'm Portland for life, man. You know what I'm saying? I only go visit everywhere else and shit. If I go somewhere else, I'm going just to take care of some business and I'll be back. You know what I mean? I like my weather here, you know what I'm saying? I like it when it's hot. I like it when it rains. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's just is what it is and shit, man. I've been in Portland all my life. And so with that being said, even when I go other places, it's just like, well, this is cool, this is different, you know what I mean? And I done been many places, you know what I mean? Doing what I do here.
What's your take on the culture here today, Mr. Champagne James? How are we doing?
A lot of new guys, a lot of guys who didn't put in a lot of work, you know what I mean, to get to where they at, you know what I mean, they status, they come up, you know what I mean, like there's dudes, man, that, you know, I don't like to get into, you know, name dropping, even though I can drop all the names, you know what I'm talking about, but it's a lot of dudes, man, that I done did business with, a lot of dudes I done helped out, a lot of dudes who just hit me for advice, a lot of dudes who just, you know what I'm saying, and they own their thing and shit, you know what I'm saying, they took, you know what I mean, the information they got from me, information they got from other people, you know what I'm saying, and then came up. So it's a different generation, especially with this social media, how it is and shit. This shit is not ran by motherfucking record companies no more. Right. This shit is ran by social media. So the popularest people and shit, you know what I'm saying, are the ones that are gonna get paid. So with that being said, you know what I mean, I'm like, dude, you gotta make yourself popular, but you can't just be in one space or one place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be world round and shit, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not, you motherfucking post it, and then you still gonna be here. Like I said, man, I done been on tours. I done seen, you know what I'm saying, through the windows of a tour bus, buffaloes and bisons and crazy shit like that, you know what I mean? And if I would have never got out of here, I, you know what I mean, I would just know here, just rain and weed.
Have you had a moment yet, Champagne, where you've kind of felt like you've hit the pinnacle, or where you felt like you've done?
Nah, hell no, man. I got so much more to do and shit, you know what I'm saying? I got caught up back in the day, you know what I'm saying, thinking it like it's an age thing and shit, you know what I mean? And then most people ask me how old I am, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, well, I'm old enough to know, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, it never stops. Generations and shit, you know what I'm saying, keep going. Like, they got Generation X, the millennials, the such and suches and all them motherfuckers and shit, you know what I mean? But, you know, none of this stuff changes and shit, you know what I'm saying? Music is still a feeling and shit, you know what I mean? If you can't feel the music, you can't, you know. So, like I say, we call them shits young ears and old ears. Like, if you don't like the new music right now and shit, you know what I'm saying, and you can't go crazy to the baby, then you got old ears. You know what I'm saying? And if you can get down and be open-minded and shit, you know what I mean? Because like I say and shit, you know what I mean? Like, you just gonna listen to classics all your life?
I got a 14-year-old boy and a 20-year-old boy, and those kids are constantly turning me on to new music.
Yeah.
I didn't know about Remble until about 2 weeks ago.
Hey, man.
And I tell you what, I'm like a huge Remble fan.
Yeah.
I love the guy.
Hey, man, and I love how all his short songs are short as hell. And
2 minutes long.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the new thing. Like I said, how they say, the how long people
the
are
ADD factor.
However long people are engaged with whatever. So if you making like I was just telling a cat, man, if you making a 3.5 minute video and don't nobody know you, people are not getting ready to watch all that video.
No, right.
But if you made 10 1-minute videos, they will keep recycling them and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Timmy Hendrix did that on his Troublesome video.
Mm-hmm.
He did a Troublesome and a Tweakin' song. 2 songs, 3 minutes, 1 video.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Went to No Jumper, did really well.
Yeah.
Did really well, yeah.
Hey, man, shout out to the little film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, man, them guys and shit, I've been knowing them guys since they was teenagers and shit, man.
Talking about Swiggle and them?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're an intricate part of this show. They, of course, come up all the time. And do you have any relationship at all with the Salvation Army over there?
Salvation Army?
Yeah, the one they call it the Sal. A lot of the kids there.
Oh,
refer to it as the Sal.
man. We went there, you know what I'm saying? I played PAL basketball league there.
All right.
We used to go swimming there, you know what I mean? Shit, man, we did a whole bunch of things at the Sal, man. We played hoop there every Saturday, you know what I'm saying, when they was having the open gym, you know what I mean?
A lot of great artists have come out of there.
Yeah.
Gil Gates is a name. He ran the studio there for some of the kids.
Yeah.
and really did a lot of great stuff for that neighborhood.
Yeah.
As far as music goes, the names that keeps coming out of that dojo is amazing. So you said, yeah, you possibly might be a club owner here one day, even possibly.
If the business is right on it and shit, everything that I do is a business decision, man. You know what I mean? And when people think it's just me, it's not just me and shit. I got associates, you know what I mean, that we sit down and have conversations, you know what I'm saying, and make sure that it works, or how big of a risk it's gonna be, because, you know what I mean, again, what I learned about all this, it's a business and shit, you know what I'm saying, all the way down to the bar back, it's a business, you know what I mean?
Running a business is something you don't take lightly, I take.
No, not at all.
Yeah. And running a business like a club, I mean, that's a lot of people beside yourself. So
Yeah. I mean, just learning through clubs, you know what I mean? Like, learning through everything that I done did, you know what I mean? I just knew it was a business and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, when I first got into it, it was like for fun. Like, hey man, I'm getting ready to throw a show. We gonna all come and rap, get drunk, and shit, you know what I'm saying? And try to fuck with some girls and shit, you know what I'm saying? That's what's
that's
up.
where we all started, isn't it?
You know what I mean? And so, when I learned there was more to it than that, and shit, when people wouldn't allow us to come to their establishment and act a fool and tear up their shit and then just leave and go home like it doesn't motherfucking matter, because it didn't matter, you know what I mean? It's because we didn't have no idea about what we was doing. We was excited that people was letting us be there and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's still the case. I think anybody, you know, we get excited, we book a show, and of course everybody's happy that we're got a space and a place to act a fool, so.
Yeah.
Well, we got a few minutes left here on the show. We did a nice little block there.
Yes, sir.
Nice little walk. You want to give a special shout out or some PSA or maybe some advice to the city or some of the kids out here running around doing stupid shit?
Hey, man, you know, I mean, only thing I want to say, man, is I wish motherfuckers would stop shooting up shit, man. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, they shooting kids and women and just random bars and random places, you know what I mean? And the shit's not cool, you know what I mean? But, you know, who am I? Other than a person that lived here all his motherfucking life and shit.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you there. I like to see the violence stop. I think we've had too much here. Way too much. Way too much. So any other big plans for the rest of the evening?
Nah, man, I'm finna go sit back, watch the rest of this football game and shit, you know what I mean?
He admitted to me his parlay went flat early today.
Early!
Seattle?
No, or before that.
Oh, man.
Seattle was, I went 0 for 4. I should get something back on that,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I really appreciate your time, Champagne James. It's really an honor to have you on the show.
I appreciate it.
I'm very, truly honored to have you here. Truly.
Hell yeah.
Great dude for the city. Once again, your name gets mentioned in such high regard.
Hey,
all
man,
the
I
time.
appreciate all who mentioned my name, man. Just know that, you know what I mean, we ain't done yet on this bitch. You know what I mean?
Well, if there's anything I can do for you in the future, you let me know. Other than that, what do you say we go get a drink?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it. Cheers, friend.